Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's first video. Going to have a look at the weather next 10 to 14 days for today's first video. Day 10 will take us to the 20th of June and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with it says GFS and ECM ensembles very much around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFSV2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. I'll get us into the early part of July. I'll get on back in a moment to say that the first Glastonbury update is going to be released to you this evening, probably around 7 to half past, something like that. So, yeah, Glasgow updates begin for the first time in 3 years. I haven't done any Glasgow updates since 2019, can you believe? It's been a long time, hasn't it? But here we go. It's time to do a few updates for Glasgow over the next few days. I want to say thank you so much to all of you for all of the incredible messages that you've been sending about the passing of my mum, Mrs. P. It's been an unbelievable response, I have to say. You know, it's been absolutely incredible. The lovely, kind messages that you've all been sending. And it means so much. You know, it means so much to me. It means so much to the family as well. So, it's amazing. Thank you so much. It's going to be the funeral week today. So, 17th of June when we're going to have the funeral. So yeah, just another week to go, and then we're going to say goodbye. But thank you so much for the incredibly kind messages. We are taking donations, raising money from the British Heart Foundation, remembering of Mrs. P. So if anyone would like to give, you know, a donation in memory of Mrs. P, then the link to British Heart Foundation website is in the description with the video. So you don't have to, you know, but if anybody would like to do a donation in Mrs. P's memory name, then that's how you do it, and that's the page just there. Thank you so much, everyone. Right, okay, so let's begin the video then. We're going to start off having a look at the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. So red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Glastonbury. I've had a look at Glasgow today, given that our Glasgow updates are starting. Tonight, the first update will be tonight, and they'll be running those through the next couple of weeks, I would have thought. So, yeah, we're starting off quite close to average at the moment, a little bit above. Actually, going to go a bit cooler over the weekend into about next week, but we are looking at a rise in the temperature through the second half of next week, especially towards the end of next week and the weekend of like the 18th, 19th of June. Looks like it could get really quite hot then. Only temporarily though, and then the upper air temperatures are dropping again, they're lowering. So as we head towards the Glastonbury Festival period, which of course is in the final week of June, the last weekend of June, then it does look quite a lot cooler. We see those upper air temperatures falling back closer to average. There are a few hot outliers that are still there. So as we said in yesterday's video, it looks like we may get a temporary sort of temperature spike. Might spike the temperature temporarily for a day or two, and then it may drop. Precipitation-wise, it looks as though it's going to be relatively dry over the next few days. Could be some showers coming and going, but there's not much in the way of precipitation. When the temperatures rise, we get more precipitation then. So that hints there might be thunder involved with this rise in the temperature, I suppose, particularly the cool down. And then after that, it looks rather more unsettled as well as we go off through the final week of June. So Glastonbury, the festival, could be unsettled and cooler, but of course it's like a couple of weeks away, so it's all to be revealed, and we'll know more when we begin the Glasgow updates. Starting tonight, temperature anomalies from the 10th to the 18th of June are going to be a little bit above average. Precipitation anomalies from the 10th to 18th of June going to be dry and average through most areas, but a little bit wetter than average through western parts of Scotland. The latest wind from that from earthandoilschool.net shows that we're bringing in the wind from off the Atlantic today. Got a west-southwest wind. It's relatively warm, but that wind does have a nice, fresh sort of feel to it. Right, so this is how UK Met Euro is looking for midnight on Monday with a ridge into the southwest, but some lower pressure away to the northwest, and then that ridge sort of extends across England and Wales in particular. As we go through the middle part of the week, that will start to allow hotter air to begin to move up from the south. It's a fungy low there across France on the 16th of June. So that will be threatening a bit of thunder and high temperature in the south. Very brief glancing blow, I think, from hot weather with the UK Euro, because by Friday, 17th of June, we're then starting to push cooler, fresher air back in from off the Atlantic. So we don't have more than like a few hours of hotter temperatures before it's turning fresh again. Of course, these resource high might sort of re-strengthen over the weekend of the 18th, 19th of June and start to bring that heat back. But up to 17th, it looks like it's cooling down, actually. So not much in the way of hot weather doing there. This is how the GFS midnight run is looking again. High pressure reaching in from off the Atlantic through the early to middle part of next week. That will start to pull the wind up from the south. Hotter air will begin to move up from France into the southeastern corner. Again, not for long. We begin to cooling down by the 17th of June, next Friday. Start to pull wind back in from off the Atlantic. It begins to turn a bit cooler, more unsettled. And by the time we get towards day 10, actually we're looking cool and unsettled then on the GFS midnight run, with low pressure over the top of the country, bringing showers, maybe in some longer spells of rain. And that unsettled weather then lasts right way through into the final week of June. Low pressure remains in the ascendancy, bringing further showers, if not some longer spells of rain, and quite cool air around that area of low pressure as well. The GFS 6Z is showing high pressure reaching in from the southwest on Monday, and then high pressure strengthens over the country through the early to middle part of next week. That's Friday, so more of an influence from the Azores high then, with hotter air into the south, a little bit more unsettled, but a little bit cooler and more showery out to the northwest. As the upper air temperature pushing plus 15 Celsius northwards across England and Wales. Into the weekend of the 18th, 19th June, this area of low pressure then deepens, sweeps away all of that hot air, so there might be thunder involved with that, but it's certainly turning cooler and much more unsettled there by day 10, with a trough of low pressure right over the top of the country, bringing showers, if not longer spells of rain. And then going through the last week of June, it remains unsettled. Low pressure continues to be in control of the weather, then going right way into the Glastonbury Festival period, with showers or longer spells of rain. If you're enjoying this video, then please can you smash the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much everyone for doing that, and drop a comment and let us know what about this and all of our videos. The GM again shows that area of high pressure reaching in from the southwest through the early to middle part of next week. And then later on, we start to pull up some much hotter air from the south. So this is Saturday 18th of June, with a ridge out to the east and a trough out to west. That's bringing up genuinely hot air from the south. Look at that, plus 20 Celsius iceberg. It's surging northwards across England and Wales, turning really quite hot indeed. Hot air surging up western side of Europe. It's an outlier, of course. It's very, very likely that pull up plus 20 Celsius iceberg this early, and low pressure becomes involved with that heat and humidity, so there's quite a bit of thunder on offer there as well. And then by the time we get through to day 10, which is the 20th of June, we're going into this rather cooler and fresher air from off the Atlantic Ocean. And but very hot with the GEM, but an outlier, and virtually not going to verify. Famous last words. So ECM shows again the ridge of high pressure from the southwest as we go into the open of next week, settling things down and warming things up, particularly so in the south. That's by the time we get through to the 18th of June, Saturday 18th of June. Again, looking pretty hot down the south. There's a thundery low around Biscay as well. Looking at the upper air temperatures, actually bringing a plus 20 Celsius iceberg on towards the south coast there with the ECM. But again, it starts to generate this area of low pressure. The heat and humidity combines to generate instability and low pressure. So it turns hotter. Yes, the plus 20 Celsius iceberg does push northwards across England and Wales. So the GM is not alone in bringing that plus 20 Celsius iceberg northwards. And look how hot it is across France, with a plus 25 Celsius iceberg there, getting all the way to like the north coast of France. Extremely hot. Again, it's going to be an outlier, but it is extremely hot there with the ECM around days 8 and 9. But by day 10, that thundery low has moved off into the North Sea, and cooler air then is starting to be pulled in from the north. All of that heat is getting shoved away into Germany, and much cooler upper air temperatures then being pulled in from off the Atlantic. So it is only temporary, but both the GEM and also the ECM is quite a good model. Both of them are going for some very, very hot upper air temperatures there for like 17th, 18th, 19th of June. This is a precipitation forecast. They'll both be outliers, but they are looking both quite hard. This is how the precipitation forecast looks based on that ECM run from Tometeo.com. So showery, particularly so in the north and west, not that much into the south and into the southeast. Further showery bursts as we go into next week. Most of the rain getting shoved up to the north, though. Many areas turning drier until we get that funky breakdown coming along for heat and humidity, and then there's plenty of showers, if not longer spells of rain, and no doubt thunderstorms will be involved with that breakdown as well, given how hot the upper air temperatures become. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensemble today for day 10, which gets us to the 20th of June. 22 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure to the north, high pressure is to the west, and also to the southwest. The winds coming in from the westerly direction, rather cool and unsettled, with that 13 with low pressure right over top of the country, that being showers or longer spells of rain with it. 9 has a mid-Atlantic ridge and some low pressure out to the northwest, winds coming in like a westerly type direction with that, and 7 with again a mid-Atlantic ridge heading up towards Greenland and winds in from a northwesterly type direction, so rather cool with that. Most of the options are looking cooler by day 10. So if it does turn hot, it'll only be for a couple of days, and then it looks like we cool things back down again. Temperature spike rather than a sustained spell of hot weather. This is how the options are looking in 2 weeks' time. It gets us to the 25th of June. So 16 members of the ECM ensemble have low pressure right over the top of the country. Then 13 again, low pressure right over the top of the country. 11 with high pressure ridging in from off the Atlantic. That brings quite a bit of dry and relatively warm weather with it, you'd have thought. And then another 11 up here has high pressure further to the northwest, and cooler air perhaps coming around that area of high pressure from like an easterly type direction. So, quite split there by the time we get 3 to 2 weeks out, whether it's cool and unsettled or relatively dry and warm. CFSV2 looks like this. These are 500 millibar high kilometres breaking down to week periods. The first week period takes us from the 9th to the 15th of June. The coming week will have a low pressure way to the northwest, high pressure to the south, southwest, and winds will be coming in from a westerly direction. So showery, particularly so up in the north. Week 2 will be the 16th to the 22nd of June, with a deep trough of low pressure over to the east of the country, a mid-Atlantic ridge. That's looking cool and unsettled there, with plenty of showers and longer spells of rain. Week 3 will be the 23rd to 29th of June, so the Glasgow looking unsettled, trough of low pressure across the north and west Europe with a ridge out to the Atlantic. And then week 4 looks like that. It's the 30th of June to the 6th of July. High pressure then recedes back into western parts of Russia and it's in the middle of the Atlantic. There's probably going to be an upper level trough through here. It looks rather mysterious, but I reckon that could still be quite showery and a little bit on the cool side, to be honest. Temperature anomalies for week 1 from the 9th to 15th of June, a little bit below average. Week 2 temperature anomalies from the 16th to 22nd of June, also coming out cooler than normal. Week 3 temperature anomalies from the 23rd to 29th of June, they're below average as well. Week 4, 30th of June to the 6th of July, perhaps nearer normal then, to a little bit on the warmer side. But it looks like the rest of June is shaping up to be pretty cool, to be honest. Right, if you've enjoyed the video, then please you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and get them to subscribe as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing this for us. Thank you so much. Right, we're going to be back later on with the first update for Glastonbury Festival. So I shall see you for that, probably around 7.5 hours, something like that. But for this 10 to 14 day, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.